Luke Thomas was interviewed by MMA Joey under friendly pretenses.
Today we are welcoming a very special guest, Luke Thomas.
But little did he know, he was taking part in Joey's humiliation ritual. He was being absolutely embarrassed. Welcome to Cozy MMA. Truth, integrity, justice. MMA Joey has a proven record of attacking larger channels for clout.
I'm attacking somebody because they're bigger than me and I want clout.
He backstabbed James Lynch.
I like James Lynch. I enjoy his content. He's very level-headed. We're gonna call out James Lynch. Talk about the ultimate beta male soy boy pussy.
And now he brutally destroyed Luke Thomas in a sad humiliation ritual.
Luke Thomas, who acts like he's better than everyone. Respect the fighters. Respect them. It was like sucking off Conor, man. It was disgusting to watch.
Conor was so dominant inside that 40-second window. People, particularly his critics, his haters, the people who just can't stand the guy, it brought them out into full force.
So they will lie and be dishonest to the fan base because it puts money in their pocket. Luke Thomas is just a pussy bitch who thinks he knows everything and he cries about the pussiest shit ever. He's a know-it-all and he was always showing for Conor McGregor. He was gobbling him up as much as he possibly could. Besides Luke Thomas being annoying in general, what's an issue you'd like to debate him more? I don't even know what any of his opinions are. I feel like I've been seeing Luke Thomas dick ride hard. Luke Thomas is biased towards Ilya, 100%. He's just like dick riding him hard. He's literally a shill. He acts as if he's somebody different, and he's not. Half the time they talk confidently about stuff that isn't even true. Do no actual research, no critical thinking skills. I have a nice void to fill. Pause. So much more to worry about than the USADA program. Cry me a fucking river. And also sometimes I just think he kind of sounds super douchey. His analyst style looks amazing when you compare it to the likes of Chael Sonnen and Brendan Schaub.
What?
Luke embarrassed himself that day. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I'll be like 80 years old and I'll be like, damn. That shit was embarrassing. Dude's a clown. I think he's a clown. He deleted that too, but luckily I had that saved on my old phone.
He never forgets what you did to him.
Of Luke Thomas just glazing Conor so badly. I want to be dead serious. What a fucking cornball dick rider. Because he made them money. That's it. Thoughts on Luke holding Brian Campbell back? I think they're just a bunch of old clowns. Luke Thomas would love to be in an NBA Finals bathroom.
A woman says McGregor violently sexually assaulted her in a bathroom at the arena.
All these dudes are frauds. All these dudes are lying to you. All these people care about is money. At the end of the day, you're a fucking mark. I saw the dude cheerleading on Twitter about how the rights of the fighters and USADA's the last fucking thing you need to worry about in terms of rights of the fighters. But dude's a clown. I think a lot of people don't like Luke because he uses big words. He tries to act like he's not one of these sellouts, but he is. Most of them are legitimately frauds. What can I get you to click on? What can I get you to click on? That's all they care about. That's what they'll do, even though it's dishonest. I used to watch a lot of Luke Thomas, don't really anymore. There's not a lot of good MMA channels out there. They all constantly insist they're right. You know I'm always right. I'll bet my life on it. Luke thinks his shit doesn't stink. His daddy was a screech writer.
Non-stop English!
Screech writer for Ronald Reagan and grew up privileged. I don't care. Fuck him at this point. What's his name? Brian Campbell? Nobody cares anymore. Everyone's like, oh, how dare you say this about the fighters? They worship the fighters like they're some type of god. They're just people like me or you. I speak for all Marine vets that claim Luke, he's a bum and a cornball. Bro was never my friend. I really enjoyed the MMA beat. And I still never was like sycophantically like, oh, these guys are awesome, you know? There was one MMA show that I would watch religiously, and I happen to have a piece of memorabilia right here. Do you recognize this, Luke? Do you recognize this? I used to watch the MMA beat, if that makes sense. Nobody wants to hear these legacy MMA media members who suck off the fighters and suck off the UFC 24/7. That's why nobody gives a rat's ass about them. Without them, though, I wouldn't be here because it's what inspired me to start this channel. But I want to tell you this. MMA media as a whole kind of was like an inspiration for me to start my channel. And even MMA YouTube is garbage. MMA YouTube is straight up garbage. Just make kind of mindless TMZ-esque content. They will respect me. Do you like Luke Thomas? I mean, not particularly. Do you like listening to Luke Thomas? I do not. An insult to our intelligence. And then you have Luke Thomas out there saying, well, maybe VR could help us in the future because we're not watching from the judge's perspective. Yeah. And don't forget, Calvin Kattar got robbed against Max Holloway as well, didn't he?
Total domination from Max Holloway tonight.
Yeah, because we didn't have that VR. We didn't have that VR. Luke Thomas won it. Got shit on by Luke Thomas, where you had people like Luke Thomas making multiple videos shitting on Stephen A. Smith because it was generating them revenue because Stephen A. Smith's a bigger name than anybody in the entire sport of MMA. Luke Thomas, literally, I'll never forget to this day, Luke Thomas made a video saying that's Cowboy didn't mean what he said. I bet you he deleted it. I can't find it. I just searched it. It's gone now, boys. It's crazy. So he took it down.
Speaking of taking down content, why isn't this interview on Joey's channel anymore?
Well, all right, James. Thank you so much for joining me. The first ever guest on the channel. You're going to go down in history on the channel. My grandmother knows that shit. That's how much I hate them motherfuckers. I hate them. I want to thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you joining me.
It's unlikely Luke Thomas was aware of Joey's extensive catalog of degrading insults prior to this interview, because why would he be? Imagine Luke Thomas subscribing to Joey for his hot takes. Joey didn't dare go backstage with Luke and debate him on anything. Instead, he smiled and nodded. He faked his way through the entire interaction. Joey gained clout, Luke walked into a trap, and was humiliated.
Thank you for having me, buddy. I appreciate it. Hey, we'll do this again. Thank you. Thank you for having me, dude. I really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but all the best with your channel.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to cozyMMA for the latest breaking news and unbiased MMA journalism.
cozyMMA, what's up?